One might even argue I'm going to press all the buttons.
Excellent.
Because we're now live. And there is in fact... And currently, I cannot hear any air conditioner or fireworks.
Excellent.
Those were both concerns. and now people listening to this in October will have an idea for when it might have been recorded.
Yeah.
It's okay. I have the fireworks.
Oh, that's right, because leveling up has occurred. All the characters are level 9 now. Well, I should probably start the introduction. Hello, and welcome to Pack Tactics Season 3. This is a homebrew Dungeons & Dragons campaign with a bunch of Spelljammer stuff homebrewed in. My name is Crash. I will be your token cis-het white guy.
Oh.
Because I'm currently the only cis-het white guy that's playing this game tonight in this particular group.
I think you're the only cis person here.
I think so.
Here, currently, yes, because Matt is doing fatherly duties again, driving kids to and from. But yeah. I don't get to say that when he's here.
Right.
Because otherwise, there's actually two of us. Years ago, and I should probably introduce everyone else, but slight digression because this is how we play the game. Or avoid playing the game, or whatever. Years ago, when I first started podcasting out these D&D sessions, it was, I think, before I started streaming them. I actually lamented that the group that I was a part of was not very diverse at all. It was mostly a bunch of straight white guys. We had Chris and we had Eric, so there was a bit of diversity in there. But the rest of us were just like guys. And now...
It's changed a bit.
and I have done... Yeah, and the best part of it is, it's not like I went out and did recruiting.
No.
It's just, it happened. Which I like, because that's a lot less work. And I'm lazy. I am very lazy. So, tonight we are joined by a bunch of incredibly awesome people, including Archbeth is hanging out in Discord chat. LFA, once again, is hanging out in Twitch chat. Yes, fireworks are forever, but fingers are not.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you get someone to cast the right spells on you.
I was talking real life, but that too. Also, we have Ellie, Io, Jen, and Cindy joining us. And we're all going to play adorable little kobolds. Well, and by we, and all of us, I mean everyone but me.
Not sure how adorable Zax is, honestly, but okay.
Zax throws a hammer of thunderbolts. Everyone within a 30-foot diameter gets stunned.
Zax
I think they're adorable.
Yeah, the DM looks down from on high and goes, "Aw, it's so cute." Boom! He thinks he's people. Crash! Oh, this is why I made that emoji. Stuff like this. And people are not going to understand that it is, in fact, a Zax emoji that is appearing in Discord right now.
Right.
Sadly, not on Twitch, because we don't rate high enough for multiple emojis on Twitch. Every now and then I get, after every stream, I get the email that says, "Here's how you did for this stream, and here's what you need to get to being a partner status." And I think you need an average of 75 viewers to qualify for partner.
Oh.
The highest average I've had in the past quarantine has been 2. It's not happening. It's. I'm not quitting my day job. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy my day job. So, all these digressions aside, and as I pause to take a look and make sure I have pressed the recording button so we don't have to do this twice.
Oh my.
Yeah, we are recording. What happened last week?
We defeated a meaty pile of nope, but it wouldn't stay
The
dead.
decanter of endless nope now.
Oh gosh, yes.
Well, it wouldn't
Which
stay
also
dead.
means that I sort of no longer have a bag of holding. I mean, I have a bag of holding,
It's
but
just full.
I also
It's full of
don't
nope.
have a bag of holding. I don't have a bag of holding because I have a decanter of endless nope.
Yep.
Maybe it's a bag of devouring now.
No, if it were a bag of devouring, I'd have different problems. I need a bag of devouring.
We just see Chroma with a bag of holding and a bag of devouring. She's holding the open ends next to each other and shaking them vigorously. What are you doing? Trying to solve one problem with another problem.
Yeah, transferring the nope that's in the bag of holding into the bag of devouring. Shake, shake, shake.
Okay, well, in addition to creating a decanter of endless nope, which will never not be funny, for me, the person who does not have to deal with this problem, there was some other things that happened.
We talked to Kevin and I forget their name, the scientist who made the
Bindle Brightlight.
That's it.
Bindle Brightlight. We took them up to the moon. We got permission from Sniv for them to stay a while by having Sniv hire Brindle. And then we got some more information about what that half-sphere thing on the moon is. And yeah, it turns out not only can it close a crystal sphere up, but it also seems to be how the last mind flare was moving the moon around.
It's not just the moon. It's a space station.
Otherwise known as the anti-Star Wars.
So help me if any single one of you invents a lightsaber. He says while staring directly at Chroma.
Don't worry.
Chroma, what's that cylinder you've got behind your back?
A flashlight.
Chroma, put it down. Put it down. Chroma, get back here.
A flashlight. It's a flashlight. It's a flashlight.
How many lumens, Chroma? How many lumens?
Yes.
It has all the lumens. So, fun fact, since my day job happens to be at a performing arts academy, we do have some very nice spotlights that we occasionally wheel out for productions. Well, not during the pandemic, but you get the idea. And they have a shutter system that you can open or close to varying degrees. But when we purchased them, we were told by the company that helped us set them up, do not leave the spotlight on and the shutter closed. If you're not using it, you turn it off. Because if you don't turn it off and you leave the shutter closed, it will melt the shutter, the metal shutter.
Oh.
It will eventually burn. Now, it takes a while, but it will eventually burn through. And considering that I have melted a considerable number, a non-zero number of things over a campfire in my tenure as a Boy Scout, I see how this is possible. Moving forward, a few of you learned other things. I'm trying something new where I have given information to the players. So we don't need to sit and listen to me talk. I mean, we could still. I do like the sound of my own voice. But it's been a few days. I imagine that many of your characters had some conversations with your various patrons, i.e. kobolds from Season 1 and 2. They may have had some insight to give you. And also, Chroma was working in close proximity with Bindle on the half-sphere that has been referred to as a lock recently. So Bindle figured out some things as well. Is there anything that a kobold might like to share with their friends that are also kobolds?
Okay, guys. So I got an update from Marwise. She's been having trouble finding a lot of specifics, but yes, she has found references to a Migo that sleeps in a gas giant, and she thinks there would have to be some sort of cataclysm to disrupt the gas giant enough to let something out, which she believes may have been the plan for the moon. She doesn't know where exactly that would be, but says the fact that the moon was going in a straight line might be a hint, but she doesn't know anyone out in the flow to really work much with that.
I need a vial of really specific blue smoke if I want to make the moon move, which I probably don't on account of Circulus needs the moon, but if we were going to downscale the device to power, regular-sized ships without needing to eat all of somebody's spell slots, we'd still need the vial of really specific blue smoke.
Okay, I don't know what that is, but you'll probably make one or find it, I think.
Are you saying it used to have blue smoke and someone let it out?
Maybe? And then a whole bunch of people tried to make it work without the blue smoke, and mostly that didn't work very well, I guess, except, brain. I don't think we like that substitute for blue smoke. I think that's a bad substitute for blue smoke.
At this point, the door of the room that you're in bursts open, and Bindle comes in. You're assuming it's Bindle, because there's a large collection of papers, not a stack of papers like you've usually seen Kevin carrying around, but it's like Bindle wanted to be checking her notes while she was running over to say hi. So they're all fanned out. Oh, Crumma, I've been looking for you. This is the 5th or 6th room I've walked into. Maybe 7th.
Oh, sorry.
There was some very nice kobolds that I had conversations with, but never mind about that. Check this out. And she puts down the notes that she's been looking at. They are covered in calculations.
I will check them out. Okay.
Give me an investigation check. That's a 14. You know their numbers. You know the math. Sorry?
I want to use my feature.
Okay.
To add my int modifier.
Well, that'll take it up to 15 or higher, so, yep. Okay, so it looks like one of the aftermarket editions that was put in there in an attempt to make the lock work without the magical blue smoke that was released. I mean, no one knows why they tried to make it work out. No, everyone knows that devices don't work after you release the magical blue smoke, but never mind about that. Because this is a land of magic and dragons and kobolds, and therefore it doesn't have to be based on reality. That's why you're breathing on the moon. Yes. Well, one of those did a nope, which, by the calculations listed here, should have torn Circulus apart.
Okay, I'm looking at it, but, there's still a planet down there, so I think I'm looking at it wrong.
Well, that's just it. The planet's still there. That means this wasn't left alone. Someone helped fix it. Or make it worse. It could have been made worse.
And that would have saved the planet?
Well, it really depends on whose perspective you're looking at. So if you look here and she picks up a paper. No, wrong one. She picks up a different paper. This one. Okay, so it would have created a bunch of, like, stress points on the planet that would have... Actually, this one would have been moving, which is kind of weird. But, whatever. They would have been linked to various other planes of reality, and depending on how they were arranged, they would have been pulling things off the planet and onto the planet, and eventually they would have grown so powerful, it would have, like, just pulled the entire planet into the various elemental planes of existence. So, like, a lot of it would go to the elemental plane of water, a lot of it would go to the elemental plane of earth, the Fire Nation would attack. It would have been horrible. But it didn't. Which means, and she picks up another paper, and another paper, and it was one of these. Oh, here it is. It's one of the ones that fell on the floor. It means someone moved the stress points.
Could they do that by moving
Do we
the moon?
know where they moved the stress points to?
Oh, the stress
And
points
if they're
wouldn't have been
still
on the moon.
stressed?
Well, the stress points would have been movable. They would have looked like a large gem, kind of. And it looks like, since the planet's still there, someone did move them. If you move them closer together, they'd stop tearing the planet apart. Which is fascinating, because usually you move a bunch of powerful things together, bad things happen.
Huh.
I'm laughing at the chat, sorry.
Archbeth has some interesting theories.
Yes.
The DM is very, very tempted to say, well, that wasn't the canon, but...
Oh, yeah, could be.
However, this is actually referencing something that has already happened, not in this campaign. Of course, if we look at these calculations here, which are kind of half finished, I would need more data. If you put all the stress points together, they kind of start to fuse together.
And, when they fuse together, they...
Release a lot of magical energy.
Could something theoretically eat that magical energy to be more, well, not eat, but use it to be more powerful?
Well, the energy is transmutable. I wouldn't be too shocked, especially if it's like extra planar energy. That is how a few things get fueled. Matter of fact, if you could find these, you could probably use them as a makeshift substitute until we got more blue smoke.
Ooh. It would be helpful if I knew where my mom was right now and it would be real helpful if I could get slightly more coherent stories out of her sometimes. And...
Well, does anyone have sending?
Nope.
I do not.
Thank goodness. I mean, oh, that's too bad. Have I mentioned that your mom terrifies me? Because...
Yeah.
She has that effect on people.
Have I mentioned it before today? I try to mention it at least once per day. Sometimes twice. For the record, Chroma, you have heard Bindle mention that your mom is terrifying at least 5 different times today.
Yeah, sorry.
3 times during breakfast.
So we're looking for a gem? I don't really understand all the stuff you two are just talking about.
I think we're looking for the things that an ancient green dragon wanted to use to be a god, but the focus of that story was mostly the tongue thing.
Right, Zeely. Okay.
The DM's face hurts because he's smiling too much.
Okay, so I think Gok said there's more than one of those, like, gem things. They're not gems, they're like...
Oh, there would have been at least 4.
Yeah, 4 of them, and they're, like, stuck somewhere, last he heard.
Okay, let's go ask him.
They were stuck
I really
somewhere?
I really don't want to hear Mom talk about the tongue thing again.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. That was probably pretty traumatic at the time, I would think, but alright. Yeah, if Gok's still hanging around, then...
So where do we find this Gox person?
Last I heard, he's trying to train kobolds on the moon, so if we just, like, listen for fighting, that's probably where he is.
Would it be a series of dull explosions and occasionally a very loud roar?
That's it! Go there! Here, I'll lead the way.
Either that or Mom's back.
Quietly in the distance, let's get down to business.
Gonna make a kobold out of you. Considering the nature of kobolds, some of the ones that started off their training as male would not be by the end of it, and vice versa.
Not unheard of with kobolds, you know?
Not unheard of with kobolds, yeah. They're like the dinosaurs from the first Jurassic Park.
Yep, just sort of switched.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna assume that we find Gox and...
It's not going to be very hard. I'm not going to RP you doing a search. And I appreciate that EO is now in Twitch chat giving a rundown of Zeely's big adventure. in Dragon Digestive Systems. So
there were
characters...
no digestive systems involved.
The mouth is part of a digestive system.
Okay, that's
it's
fair.
The start of it. Some characters spent their entire existence in that campaign trying to avoid being eaten and failing miserably. And then Zeely goes in dimension doors into the mouth of an ancient green.
Oh my God.
Did keep her from spellcasting.
It did. That was not the intention of the dimension door, but that was the function.
The intention involved an intent to dump animated objects into the dragon.
Which would have been wonderful if there hadn't been a breath weapon.
Indeed. And if Zeely hadn't had a negative constitution modifier at the time.
Oh, right.
At the time. And then we had a whole other season rather, where leveling up happened. And we then encountered Zeely the Destroyer. And her dad.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so you encountered Gox's makeshift dojo. It's not as defined and planned out as the one that Gox uses as his main dojo,
Right.
which I believe is in Faerun.
I think it is, yeah. That's where we put it. So, yeah, it's not as big or fancy as that.
It has more craters.
It has more craters, yeah. And he's not really training just barbarians. I mean, these are like, we're hoping these kobolds will turn into soldiers, you know, or better soldiers. So it's a slightly different technique, but not too far off, you know. So yeah, he's in there training all these kobolds, trying to keep them alive in battle, you know.
You've had some good prospects, many of the ones that took to your training well. I don't know if I should be reading chat right now because there's laughter coming from the text. I'll have to go back and I might sigh heavily afterwards, or I might want to retroactively get inspiration. But moving forward...
No, I have just had... It's 15 seconds. I have just had a realization about what a symbol means on the D&D Beyond character sheet. The location of my Cloak of the Bat is not, in fact, location cake. It's a shoulder pad.
I would assume if you saw a cake icon, it's consumable.
Oh, wow.
Please do not eat the magic
items. That's what I thought, too.
It does look like a cake.
I'm looking at a very small image, and that does look like cake.
It looks like a slice of cake, yeah.
With a little bit of whipped cream on top, in fact.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All these months, I've thought it was a piece of cake, and I was trying to figure out what location cake meant.
Now I can't.
It's a shoulder pad.
I always thought it was a backpack, but now with a bedroll on it, but now I can't see it as anything but cake.
It's not even now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. That was my first thought when I looked at it.
Cake.
Right, cake.
Okay, well, I'm going to let Ellie eat cake. We're going to move forward with...
Oh, my goodness.
Moving forward is probably one of my most used phrases right now for the Kobold game.
Well, it's
See, now the
That's
Cloak
fair.
of the Bat needs a stomach icon for location.
Stomach of holding. Moving forward.
Yeah.
Again, that's going to be another square in the bingo card up there with I love this game. Glancing blow.
Yep.
You've had some good prospects. Gox has had some kobolds that fared pretty well. Most of them end up going on to becoming dragon shields because they're, one, more durable. And to train under Gox, you do need a level of durability that is above that of most stock issue kobolds.
Yep.
They're also tend to be more brave, more stalwart. They use better armaments because they've been trained to use better armaments.
Yep.
The vast majority of the kobolds that are sent to train under you wash out. And by wash out, I mean they show up, they get to see Gox doing training, and then they suddenly come down with a cold and can't come to training the next day.
Yeah.
You didn't say she was a dragon. He.
Yep.
Okay, you didn't say he was a dragon. I don't see why that would be crucial to determining how terrifying it is.
Well, how else are you going to learn how to fight a dragon? See?
A textbook?
No.
Maybe one with
doesn't
pictures.
Work that way. Nope, doesn't work that way either. Gotta get in there and fight one.
A textbook can only teach you how to fight animated objects.
I volunteer to fight the animated objects. I volunteer to, so, you know, some of the halls are getting kind of dirty. I volunteer to be one of the custodial staff.
I mean, if you want, you can do that, but, you know...
Yeah, they're eliminating that position. They've outsourced it.
Digitation.
That might work. That might be useful.
Well, apparently they're bringing up some devices from the surface called hallway buzz that are cleaning the hallways now.
Yeah. Okay, that'll do.
So that
Those
position
things
has been
will freak
eliminated.
out when I turn into a dragon, so yeah. I mean, maybe you'd be more interested in being like, I don't know, one of those, what are they, inventors or something? I mean, they don't get into battles with dragons very often.
I'm allergic to scorpion stings.
Okay. Well, there must
I'm
be
allergic
something
to
you
skunk
can do.
spray.
You're allergic to what?
Skunk spray.
Oh yeah,
Common hazard with kobold
that's a common
inventors.
allergen. You know, that's not unheard of. But
I'm allergic to green slime.
Oh my. Okay, not that, but there's got to be something you can do.
It's a very
Just
common
haven't found it
allergy.
yet. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go back to... Oh, hey. I'm gonna go talk to these kobolds just came in. You'll work this out. You'll figure it out, I'm sure. And Gox goes over to the group. Which means he's not training anyone right now, so he's gonna, like, whistle really loud and be like, alright, take a break. Go get some food. We'll pick this up in a minute.
A whole bunch of kobolds go over and form a line over by craft services.
Yeah. Just off you go. Right, so what's up, everybody?
Hi, can we ask about the thing with, the ancient green dragon from, somebody who's not going to tell me about the mouth thing again?
Yeah, Zeely talks about that quite a bit. I'll give you that. What do you want to know? Like, how to fight one, or, because, I mean, I can probably explain that better than...
Okay, so there are some, dimensional stabilizer things that go to various planes, probably elemental planes, and,
Oh, the big rock things, yeah. Yeah, those are, there's 4 of them.
And right, them existing together is the reason the world didn't get torn apart, so, but also they're kind of the best possible improvised power source to potentially move the moon and or a miniaturized version of the thing that can move the moon.
Wow, breathe, you are definitely Zeely's daughter. Wow, okay. I don't know about moving the moon, but I know those 4 crystals couldn't be moved, at least at the end of that battle. I have no idea if anybody's moved them since. I really haven't gone to check, but I mean, Fiddle Punch
I
might
wonder
know a
if
little
the
bit.
moon could move them.
How is...
I mean, the control system for the moon could move them, maybe. I don't know.
I strongly don't recommend that we pilot the moon to the surface of Circulus.
Well, no, but I mean, they got made in the first place.
Do you happen to know where they are?
Yeah, they're...
where they were the last time you saw them?
Yeah, last time I saw them, they were, like, in the cave, I guess, or whatever, that Malthomax had as a lair, I suppose. They were off to the side in, like, a smaller tunnel, and they were all stuck on, like, in a circle, but they weren't, like, they didn't make a teleportation thing or anything like that. And we tried, but we couldn't get any of them to move off of the thing they were attached to. I guess they're still there. I mean, I couldn't move them at the time. I'm a lot stronger now. Maybe now I can, but I might break it.
Please don't break the things that are keeping Circulus from being torn apart.
How are they doing that, though?
I could explain the math to you. Do you have a month?
What?
They
Magic.
are...
Magic. Okay, sure.
They're stabilizing the plane. The plane's in relation to Circulus. They're keeping Circulus from trying to go to all the planes at once.
It's actually kind of like because they were all moved together, they're just not actively destroying the planet.
Okay. So, if the planet's still intact, I'm assuming those crystal things are, like, still there.
Oh,
Or at least
probably.
still together.
Or what?
At least still together.
Could be that, yeah. I mean, I don't know who would... I don't know. There's not
I mean-
many people that know about them.
I mean, they could have also detonated. That huge sea in the middle of your continent, that's about as big as the continent, was that always there?
Yeah, well...
I think
According to Daldane, not always, but it's been a long time.
Like how long? Centuries?
God's through the moon,
millennia.
through the planet.
Okay, well then that wasn't from these things blowing up. But if you want to make another one...
No, the mountain on the other side, also not from these things blowing up.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Could you point on the globe to where we need to go to find them?
Let me see. And Gox looks at the globe for a little bit, tries to remember where the where they were when they were fighting the big green dragon. And...
They were in the Orklands?
I'm sorry, what?
They were in the Orklands, which
right.
You fondly remember the large amounts of undead.
Yeah.
And dinosaurs.
And dinosaurs.
And undead dinosaurs.
Right.
One of which Zeely vaporized.
Yes.
That was when Zeely's star became a thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was memorable. Yeah, it's out there. It's in the Orklands, and it's in like a underground kind of sort of a. It's not like a. I guess it's kind of a cave.
If we give you a map of the Orklands,
I have a map of the Orklands.
Huh?
You have a map of the Orklands.
It was extra credit work.
Oh, excellent.
Cool. All right, let me take a look at that.
It is drawn in crayon in JR's sketchbook, because of course it is.
Of course
But
it is, yeah.
it is, even in a crayon map of the Orklands, it is very easy to pick out the lone volcano that is not near any other mountains, that's just like plopped there like it was put there by an evil villain that wanted a lair.
Yeah. Is that what we went into? I can't remember if it was a volcano.
Yep.
Been a while. Yeah. Okay.
Well, it was a mountain. It's an extinct volcano.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't. All right.
Yeah.
This is probably where to go. I mean, I don't know what's happened there since. I've been a little busy, as you can see, but it should be in there. And if nobody's moved them, you go all the way back to like the biggest room, and then there's a little tunnel kind of there, and then you'll find 4 of those big crystal things sitting in a circle, unless somebody else moved them.
Anything else we should know? Anything we should or shouldn't touch?
Trying to remember. There's some statues. There might still be some statues on the way in, and you don't want to touch those.
Okay, no statues.
No
Got it.
statues. Don't mess with the statues. I mean, unless you want to fight, which I don't think all of you do. I know one of you does, but I don't think the rest of you do. Yeah, so there's that. And I know, like, before all those things got stuck there, that I know Meepo was carrying around one of them for a while, so she might know some stuff, too, if she remembers.
Meepo, isn't she not here anymore?
She's canonically still in Faerun.
Yeah, she's off in Faerun. She went with I heard she went with Vex.
I guess we'd have to go to another, world.
Snacks might know
too.
sending.
Huh?
Oh, yeah.
Snacks is currently spending some time down on the surface already. Apparently, he's hanging out with his patron right now,
Oh, okay.
who, not being a kobold patron, is not necessarily welcome on the moon unless he can convince Sniv that he, as well, is there to be an outside consultant.
It might work.
And for some reason, Ari was very happy to just stay in Coomridge in his mountain lair and not let a whole lot of people know he exists.
That sounds
That's
right.
fair.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, that's I think all I can tell you about it. I know, like, if those crystals are still there, then nobody else has been able to move them either.
Okay.
And you wanna I can't remember. Like, they're not fragile, but you don't want to, like, drop them or something, I guess. But I'm not really sure. Fiddle Punch knows a little bit more about how all that stuff works, but that's over my head. I didn't back then. I might now. Mm-hmm.
We will treat the world stabilizing crystals with the utmost respect and care.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Does your does Zelie know you're going after these? I mean, I'm not going to tell her. That's up to you. But just wondering.
Zelie has
No,
other things to
I
think
don't
about
know
right now.
where. I still am not really sure where she is right now or what she's doing. So, that's fair, right?
By the way, canonically, this is all happening after the Hidden Abyss campaign has come to an end. So Zelie can be wherever EO wants Zelie to be.
Zelie is avoiding, Sniv especially, but most of the Council of Tales in general.
Sounds about right.
Okay. So you have an idea for a quest, and you have a location that you can go to.
And
Starship.
we have a starship.
You do, in fact, have a means of going down to the surface.
Hey, Bindle, you want to come for a ride?
Will Zelie be there?
Probably. not.
Probably not.
Then it sounds like an excellent idea.
I can't think of any reason why she would be there.
This is sounding better and better. Let's go to the Orklands, you said.
Huh?
You can see them from Flotsam. If you're down by the harbor on a clear day. Never been there.
Want to see them closer?
Sure.
All right. Well, if you go though, it's really warm there, and there's like a lot of really big dinosaurs and zombies. Last I was there, so just be aware of that. So some of the T-Rexes, I think, were zombies. It's interesting battles, but
I just remembered. I need to check my billable hours for being an outside consultant. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I've heard this before. Okay.
I need to go.
I just had somebody talk me into that.
Maybe
of stuff.
right now, I need to go take care of that. So have fun in the Orklands.
If Snape gives you a hard time, you can probably hide in Marwise's satellite library, secondary library, the library she's establishing up here on the moon.
Or you can hang out here. I don't think Snape's going to mess with me, but you know.
You think Marwise would let me?
Yeah, I mean, her library tends to focus on the history section, but it is a library. She wants people to come there and read and occasionally borrow books, provided they know how to take care of books.
Well, yeah, she's one of the high clerics of Ogma.
So yeah, don't mess up her books, and I'm sure she'll let you.
I'm gonna go do some research. Yes, I just remembered I need to do some research. So have fun. Yeah, enjoy the zombie dinosaurs.
We will.
Go. I believe you will. Bye.
That's the second person I've had freak out about fighting today. Second one.
I have some new stuff I need to test.
Okay. All right. If you guys are done with me, I'm going to corral all these kobolds and get them back into training.
Thank you, Gox.
All right. No problem. Anytime you need something, you can probably find me. Mostly here for now, because these kobolds need help. These are not barbarians, but some of them maybe, but not yet. And Gox whistles really loud again and says, all right, food time's over. Get back into training. Go, 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 go.
Bye!
Bye.
One of the combatants appeared to be taller than the others. It was, in fact, 2 kobolds in a suit of armor.
All right, you two, you can't fight in the same suit of armor. You gotta, share or find one your size. Here, go over there, see what there is.
But it's a human-sized suit of armor, and my legs don't reach down.
Yeah, I don't even know
and
how
my
they
arms
got
don't
here.
reach up.
All right, go
One of the
find
Dragonborn
one.
left it.
Sorry, what?
Remember, there were Dragonborn on the moon for a while.
That's right.
After the kobolds
No,
left.
you got to find one your size, otherwise you're never going to be effective in battle. It's more of a liability if it doesn't fit. Go find a better one.
They sigh heavily, and the one on top gets off. So now you have a kobold in comically long legs, and another one with comically long arms. But they're all kobold height.
Oh boy,
And they waddle
it's going to
off.
be a lot of work.
Okay, and we have a fade out as that scene ends. This is Gox's life now.
Right. Fortunately, Gox is really patient, So
Well, this is not too far deviated from the epilogue that you created for Gox at the end of season 2. So
No.
it's just on the moon now.
Yeah. You mean the barbarian dojo, that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's similar. Yep. Okay.
Okay.
You just have to remember the pellet with the poisons and the flagon with the dragon.
All right. So
Chalice from the palace has the brew that is true.
This is familiar and I can't remember what it's from, but I...
It's the court jester with Danny Kaye.
Oh, that's why. It's been a long time since I've watched that. All right.
So we are right at a scene change, and we've not quite been playing for an hour yet, but we're close enough that what do you say we take this moment to take our short break, grab a bite to eat, some of us might have dinner ready, and when we come back, we will be welcoming you to the jungle for fun and games.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right.
We'll be right back. Okay, the buttons have been
Wrong
pressed.
button!
No, this one was the correct button. You may have noticed the trapdoor is opened underneath all your chairs, and... Oh no, you're still here. The trapdoors did not work.
Yeah,
They were going to
sorry,
dump-
they get stuck sometimes.
They were going to dump each of you into a pile of kittens.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Okay,
I don't
so
have the benefit
Jen's,
of that.
they were actually stuffed figures of kittens because I know
Okay,
they've got
that's
allergies.
better.
But for the rest of you, they were actual
Yeah.
kittens.
I would have smushed them.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, they installed the trapdoor somewhere. 5 random people are just in piles of kittens.
There are worse
Somewhere.
fates.
There are worse fates, unless you have allergies.
Right.
Okay.
Wow.
So we're back, and Matt is here, so Snacks appears. Snacks has come back to the moon from being on the surface, and just when he gets here, he runs into the rest of the kobolds, and they're like, hey, we're going down to the surface, let's go.
We're going to the Orklands.
Okay.
And we're looking for some big shiny crystal things that may or may not be stuck in a cave.
And the world
Okay.
depends on them and them being together, so that Circulus
Okay.
doesn't try to go to all of the planes at once.
That sounds like that would end not goodly.
Yeah.
And we need them to
Power the
Let
Power
the
the
moon
half
be a-
sphere thing.
let the moon be a space station.
Right.
How many of them do we have to get?
I think there's 4.
They have to stay together. If you take them away from each other, then they'll start destabilizing, and that would be bad because Circulus would try to go to all of the planes at once.
Can we hide them in extra-dimensional spaces?
I don't
I
know, and I
don't
don't want
remember.
to do. I do not want to do that experiment.
The DM has an answer for this that people who played in the first campaign would actually know the answer for.
Yeah.
But no one in this party would know, which is glorious.
Yeah. I don't know if I know the answer to that anymore, but anyway. That's
Yes,
fine.
I have a vague
They were-
recollection of the answer.
Yeah.
the answer is yes, because several of them were placed in bags of holding. Matter of fact,
That's true. Yeah.
Malthomex and Thava were not able to be tracked in spite of being able to track the location of the elemental foci because they hid them in extradimensional spaces. So Fiddlepunch could not pinpoint their location. He would have not been happy if he had pinpointed it because for a time Malthomex was hiding underneath the lake right next to his home. So
Oh, no.
it'd be that scene from Alien where you see the
Oh,
blinking
wow.
light right on top of your location. Like, oh dear. Okay, so as you approach the Orklands, a huge portion of it is jungle because, of course, it is. No one wanted to live there, so when they were divvying things up, the orcs who helped overthrow the Empire were told, "Hey, you want to hang out here and do whatever you want?" And most of the orc clans were like, "Yeah, sure, sounds like fun. Do we get to beat things up? Uh-huh. Okay, yeah, sounds like fun." Not all of them did. There's plenty of orcs on the rest of the continent as well, but the Orklands very heavily populated with the kind of orcs that thought living in a jungle and beating things up was a fun idea. But every now and then you find a volcano because there's dinosaurs in this jungle. And if you have dinosaurs, every diorama has taught me
you have
there
a
must be a volcano. Also occasionally a large rock just sort of like hovering above the scene while all the dinosaurs look up at it.
And a crater?
And a crater, yes. Well, the crater comes after the dinosaurs are evenly distributed. Let's put it that way. Or while they're being evenly distributed. It depends. Timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
See, I figured it would just be called Auroch Nu.
Moving forward, which, if I say it a bunch of times, you don't get to keep marking off that square on the bingo card. You only get to mark it off once. I'm sorry. As you approach the mountain that you've been told this is where you go, you notice that normally I like saying there's a non-zero number of something. I don't get to say that this time. There is, in fact, a 0 number of landing spots that are on the mountain itself. If we were perhaps flying a smaller ship, one that didn't have 6 legs that are long and spindly and spread out over a very large area as your landing gear, perhaps there'd be places on this mountain that you would be able to land. But it seems designed to not allow that. And there's thick jungle right next to it, which also has some problems. You could attempt it. I would allow you to make a roll to pull that off. Or if you want to do a landing that does not require a roll, there does seem to be a settlement that is less than a day's journey away from the mountain.
What do you think, gang?
You're the pilot. How do you feel about your
Yeah.
abilities?
I like the safer landing.
Probably a good choice.
We would meet some orcs.
Or that's probably going to happen anyway.
I mean, that might be fun.
They are on my checklist
You have a checklist?
of things I would like to see.
Okay.
Okay, let's go meet orcs.
JR shows you the checklist. It does say elemental foci. It says orcs, dinosaurs, zombies, zombie dinosaurs.
So he's making this list while talking to Gox.
Right. He's just listening and taking notes.
Well, you had his sketchbook out anyway. Well,
yeah. Yeah. They were just taking notes.
Like, these are things...
Pictures.
Yeah, these are things that have not been encountered on Circulus before. JR would like to encounter them. JR has encountered zombies before. There were a non-zero number of them on the moon. But
yes.
those were moon zombies. Earth zombies might be different.
I'll bring the star over to the settlement and set her down.
Okay. There are several small groups of orcs that are pointing at this giant red dragonfly that has landed just outside the city limits. Well, town limits. It's not a city.
Wait until we've put the gangplank down, Chroma.
Okay, I'm waiting.
I'll put the gangplank down.
Oh my goodness. Anybody speak orc?
When my parents went on their honeymoon, they toured Europe. And my dad tried very hard to ask in French how to get to the l'Arc de Triomphe, which is redundant because the O in front of arc is the, but never mind. On his third attempt, the person who was born and raised in Paris that he was trying to talk to said, "Look, what are you trying to say?" And that is not unlike what happens here.
Oh, okay.
So,
I'm sorry. The time I went to Greece, I had a similar situation. It was not. So the Greek for "Do you speak English?" is "Milate Anglica," and I practiced that the entire way from the airport to the hotel, just to make sure, just in case they spoke English. And I practiced that, and I practiced like half a dozen other phrases. And I get to the front desk, and I say, "Milate Anglica," and the receptionist says, "Yes, please just talk English."
It's almost as if people in European countries
Are
care enough
multilingual.
about the world around them to learn more than one language. Unlike Americans. But, whatever. Milate Anglica sounds very much like if I said it, I feel like I'd be asking for a cafe Americano.
Yeah, it does.
See, I did know more than one language. It's just I knew ancient Greek.
And that would
So you look
not
for someone who's really
help.
old. No, really old.
I was
No,
Marcus
older than
Brody. Does anyone
The
speak
working
Latin?
knowledge, the working knowledge of Greek and Latin can be a big help.
So FYI, Ellie, please let us know if you've ever gotten lost in your own museum.
Not in my own museum. In a museum I was helping guide people around, yes.
I want to
Not
hear more
mine.
of the story, but
Yeah,
D&D.
let's follow up on this afterwards, please.
There's a story there.
and because it is Ellie's story, I know it'll be entertaining and we will all enjoy hearing it. But
It
Moving
happened
forward.
in Greece.
even better. Okay, so it relates. Wonderful. The orc that has decided they're talking to you, as opposed to the other orcs that are just gawking at the fact that there is a frickin' huge red dragonfly that parked on their lawns. There is one old orc with a walker that's shaking their fist at you. Because their lawn happens
we
to
did that
be
last
one... Sorry?
We did that last week.
Yes.
The kobold.
Yeah, yes, but we didn't record that. That was a playtest.
Yeah, it was fun.
And that is, by the way, an adorable Hero Forge rendition of Chroma.
Yes.
With the sidearm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a grenade.
And a grenade. That's canon. That is canon. So, you hear about the research station?
Research station?
Research station.
Yeah. We're the only good
I would
spot for...
like to hear about the research station.
Well, we're pretty much the starting point for anyone that wanted to go to the research station. We have the only good landing space.
We
Have a lot of people been landing?
Not recently.
we were heading toward the volcano.
Yep, that's where the research station is.
Oh, that worked out.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I have a bad feeling.
Yeah, a bunch of people from that gnomish city kept coming in frequently, going back and forth, but they stopped coming like a month or two ago.
They're probably done with whatever they were trying to do.
We
Okay,
guess
we
so.
need-
Set up a
Get there now.
teleportation circle.
Oh.
No, that would take a year. I mean, I guess it depends on how long they've been coming.
I don't know. Maybe we should just go
Well,
see what they're, what's
if
there
they-
and what they did.
They've been coming and going for like 15 years,
Oh.
give or take a couple months.
Old
Then
research
wait.
station.
Wait. They've been coming and going for 15 years, and then they just stopped?
Well,
Okay, so
Yeah.
I would like to reiterate, we need to go there now.
Okay.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Tally-ho?
Not to put too fine a point on it, but that sounds like something happened.
Uh-huh.
And
And if something
even if
happens,
it's not something bad
those
that
thingies-
happened, we probably ought to know about it.
well, we guess it's
Yeah.
because the city's
And-
not there anymore.
Huh?
What? Sorry, what?
It's another person chimes up. Yeah, it's kind of hard to miss city not being there anymore.
The what now?
City not being there anymore.
Mhm.
Why isn't it there?
Oh, it flew off.
I
Oh,
didn't know
they-
the gnomes could do that.
They repaired it?
Yep.
Huh.
Only took half the time they said it was going to take, too.
Oh, I guess that's where
Only
they went
took-
then.
Wait, only took what? How long?
Half
15
the time that
years.
they said it was going to take.
They were saying it was going to take 30.
I really hope that this math doesn't go together and make 4.
Okay, let's visit the volcano, which has the research station.
All right.
And if something terrible has happened, then we can investigate.
Right.
And if something terrible hasn't happened, then we can ransack. And then we can visit Malathomax's cave.
All right.
Because, frankly, if they've been going there for 15 years and they haven't moved the crystals, then the crystals are still going to be there after we've finished investigating the research station.
And if they have moved the crystals, then I have the terrible feeling they flew away.
That's probably true, but we're not going to get any farther away from them.
Right. We're not.
All right. Well, let's start going there.
Let's
then.
start hiking.
At the time you've been having this conversation, multiple orcs have rushed out and formed a kind of like walkway between where your ship has landed and the direction you need to go to get to the mountain. And basically, imagine, if you will, the pushcart equivalent of food trucks and vendors.
Oh.
Ooh. Oh, wait, I can't get at any of my money. It's behind the nope.
Yeah, don't let that out.
To be fair, the way a bag of holding works for most things is you put your hand in, you imagine
You put your
the
hand
thing
in
that
the
you
hand.
want, and it appears in your hand. This is not necessarily true for sentient beings that are in a bag of holding. They want to get out.
Right. And I think you'd have to, as you think about putting your hand into that particular bag of holding, you'd automatically be thinking of the nope that's in there.
Yeah.
You'd end up
It
with
has
nope.
become a
Yeah.
permanent nope dispenser until said time that nope can be removed.
Right.
I close up the red star. Boop, boop.
How'd you get the eyes to flash like that?
It's very clever. You'll have
You
to
have to
ask
ask
Brittle
the
Punch.
gnome.
Gnomes.
I like that Cindy and I came up with the same answer.
It's a good answer.
I could help explain, but, research station.
JR, by the way, has wandered over to one of the push carts that is selling the worst tourist trap trinkets you have ever seen. They appear to be mostly rocks that have been glued together with the name of the town written in ink on them and a pair of googly eyes on top.
Oh.
That includes the glowing globe of the flow that I bought.
No, that one is magical in some way. The rest of these, there's nothing magical being sold here. Imagine, if you will,
Wow.
imagine, if you will, a town that has had a significant amount of traffic going through it, where those people had lots of money, and the kind of industry that might grow up around that.
That makes
Gotcha.
sense. Yeah.
Well, Neri has literally no currency.
Because none of you has asked for a salary yet.
There's currency on
I
Zach's
sort of
page,
forgot
and I don't know
we
why.
needed one.
I have 5 gold because that's what I started the game with.
I have 5 gold too. I'm pretty sure that I got given that like a while ago, and I put it in the bag of holding, and now it's behind the note.
Yeah. All right. Well,
And
Zach
I don't
has
think
20
I
gold,
want
so...
it back.
Wow, Zax
I
is
think
rich.
it would.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I must have come from Gox.
I think at this point, those 5 gold would be worth negative gold.
All right,
JR comes
what are
over
you
to all of
looking
you
at?
and hands each of you a rock with googly eyes.
Oh, look at that. Thanks, JR.
Thank you, Jay.
Aww,
I got a
keep it
discount.
forever.
You got a discount. Good job. Good job.
First time visitor.
You're
Right.
probably the first. You're probably the first Warforged they've ever seen.
Maybe.
I was told I am the third.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well, that's even more curious.
Gnomes, though. I mean, yeah.
No.
Oh, true,
Yeah,
gnomes.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna put this little rock thing in
Maybe
my bag and
Cockbucket
keep going.
visited.
Maybe.
Father did not tell me that he came to visit here.
Maybe not.
I think that one of the other ones was actually a Modron.
What's a Modron?
Oh wow!
Sort of like Warforged, but bodies are geometric shapes, forms,
Oh,
and they have lips.
weird.
So there's circles, and,
Lips.
spheres, and cubes.
Affirmative.
Lips.
Huh. All right. Well,
Like fleshy lips.
Yes,
Uh,
they are a mix of biological and technological components.
oh, okay. I guess that works. I mean, if they exist, I guess it.
Let's go see dinosaurs
Okay.
and zombies
yes. Let's go
and zombie dinosaurs.
Yep.
to the volcano.
Off we go.
Okay. So as you continue heading towards the volcano, which, by the way, is an extinct volcano, no one has hinted that you're going to see like flows of lava pouring down the sides and all the things that you would expect to see from an active volcano. It's been extinct for a very long time. Or it
Extinct
wouldn't have-
volcanoes are the coolest thing.
they have
You
lava
wouldn't think-
tubes.
You wouldn't think that volcanoes would have skeletons, but over time the volcano skeletonizes, and then and then you can put it in a museum.
It belongs in a museum. Okay, Carbonite gave me a pop-up saying, "Hey, would you like us to start backing things up?" And I clicked the nope button.
Oh no.
You gotta change the day Carbonite backs yourself up.
There we go. Pause it for another 2 hours. If we're still playing in 2 hours, something's
Alright.
gone horribly
And
wrong.
something's wrong. Yeah.
Something's gone
Or
wrong.
horribly right. Either way.
The 7th zombie T-Rex steps forward.
Zax throws the hammer of thunderbolts.
Okay, you're going to fight Zombie Malathomax, the ancient green dragon from the first campaign.
Wow.
Oh no!
Ancient green dragon Draco Lich
Wow.
at this point.
Quick, Chroma, get in its mouth.
No!
And then open the bag of nope.
I don't even. Okay, yeah, I can do that. Look, artificers can't even cast Dimension Door.
That's okay, you have a barbarian. You can be yeeted.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Canonically, you have been.
Have been. At least some of you have been. Yeah.
Look, someone needs to be thrown into the dragon's mouth, and you're the one wearing half plate.
Okay.
Oh man, that's how that would go too. You know?
Half plate does not provide resistance against draconic stomach acid. But never mind. Or breath weapons, for that matter. Okay, so this path that you're walking on, it looks like it's started to grow over a little bit, but it has definite evidence that it is a well-worn path. Like this was used a lot. Perhaps for 15 years or so. Perhaps even longer than that. It is possible that the end of the Season 1 campaign, a bunch of different adventurers that only included, that included several kobolds that you know and care about,
Yeah.
took. Including, in one case, 2 kobolds played by the same person. Which was great.
Yeah.
And neither of them was a gold dragon, yet.
Yet. One of them is still not a gold dragon.
One of them is still not a gold dragon,
Yes.
and enjoys glitter a lot more than the other.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Matter of fact, if you look closely, you can see along this trail, yes, it does appear to be a pile of glitter.
Is it pink? I've heard stories.
It's... there are all the colors of the rainbow. That's never coming out. It's just part of the jungle now.
It's glitter.
Mm-hmm.
Off in the distance, you see a pterodactyl flying through the air. It sparkles slightly.
Wow, that stuff gets around.
It's just part of the ecosystem now. It's like micro beads of plastic. You think precipitation goes away after an hour? Nope. Not if it's glitter.
Not the glitter.
In my game world, that's canon.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a fairly uneventful trip for most of the time that you're walking. The trees are providing a lot of shade, so even though it is daytime, it is not, in fact, a bad situation for you. None of you is going to be making perception checks at disadvantage, which is good, because make a perception check.
Nice.
Oh no.
That's what we call a segue.
Mm-hmm.
My passive perception is 19.
Okay, so yes, you don't have to make a perception check.
Say that
I
again.
got an 18.
15.
I
that's
somehow
three
got a
successes so far.
14.
Okay,
Wow.
Chroma and JR are not noticing this at all. JR got a 5.
Oh.
And what was...
JR is staring at the rock thing with the googly eyes.
They're moving it like it's trying to talk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staring at JR's rock thing with googly eyes.
Actually, does this count as a forest?
Oh.
You already got a 19 from passive perception, but what else would you like?
I'm just wondering if it should be a 23.
A 19 is over what's needed, I assure you. And I see an 18 from...
forest is my ranger favored terrain type.
This is jungle, so technically it's similar, but not really.
Okay.
And just for just to point this out, I do see the 18 that Zenosha got, which is also a success. So all of you that made your success, you hear a roar, more than one roar possibly, off the trail.
Can I identify the direction?
Yeah, over that way.
Can I identify with the creature by the roar? Like, have
Well,
I fought one in training before?
How many of you have trained against dinosaurs?
I might have. Gox turns into
Okay. Give me,
Including a T-Rex.
including canonically a T-Rex multiple times.
Absolutely.
So because of that specifically, because of that reasoning, give me a survival check.
Ooh, nice. Okay. And I have a 15.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that is the sound of a T-Rex, possibly more than one, or it's an echo.
All right, that's a T-Rex.
The
That's
player
a
happens to
T-Rex.
know that T-Rexes are beasts. And beasts happen to be Neri's favorite enemy.
Huh.
Is that
Dinosaurs
something we
are on my checklist.
I want to test out my coffee.
What?
Your
Coffee?
coffee?
Oh, no.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
I recall
Chroma
testing out coffee with Chroma before.
Chroma holds up a flask that does appear to be full of some kind of brown liquid.
I am not sure that is safe to be ingested.
Hey!
Yeah.
It will require testing.
I have my bow
Right.
trained on the direction the roar came from.
I want to
How
fight.
close is it?
I want to fight a T-Rex. Like, that isn't Gox.
Uh,
Although that
Maybe
was
a
fun.
few minutes of fast travel through the jungle.
Okay, this will only last a minute, so I'll wait till we get closer.
Taxes were getting his life choices.
We're going to fight a T-Rex. This
What,
is
do you
great.
want the coffee? I mean, it will be the first time it's tested.
Wait, what?
I'm
I
going
was-
to head through the forest, through the jungle toward
gonna-
the T-Rex.
I'm gonna
You're going to have to catch up with JR.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
I'm
JR,
going to follow
slow down.
JR
I follow!
JR's got to let
through
it
the
fight.
jungle,
That's for sure.
I went
and
to
I am
see a
keeping
dinosaur.
an eye out for T-Rex movement.
I won't have to look too hard. They're kind of...
As a reminder, at this point, I ignore 3/4 cover for the purposes of to-hit rolls.
For the record, if the T-Rex has 3/4 cover, that's a big frickin' tree.
Yeah.
Or a lot of trees in between us.
Or another
Okay.
dinosaur.
I don't know. I think the mountain's a little farther away than the T-Rex.
Yeah,
based on
you're
the
not
noise.
quite there yet. Ferns.
just saying.
Yes, all the ferns.
I'm just saying, I'm very good at spotting my enemies right now.
All right.
Okay. Well, it doesn't
get it.
take much to spot them. There are, in fact, 2 T-Rexes, and they appear to have cornered a Triceratops that has been holding them off with its horns, but it has taken a few licks.
Oh, well done.
Wow. That's an interesting
that-
battle.
Normal
I
T-Rex
know.
behavior?
They eat stuff and...
How far away? Wait.
Maybe.
How far away are we?
I would say that you're maybe 100 feet away. The T-Rexes have not noticed you. If you decided this is nature, we're going to let it take its course and head back to continue the adventure as intended, you can totally do that. But if you would rather do what JR is doing and approach
This
the
is funnier.
T-Rexes, then you can do that too.
This is funnier.
Because JR has not stopped. JR is still continuing to get closer to the T-Rexes.
JR, stop.
Why?
Tactics. I promise you will get to hit them.
Oh, we're fighting? Should I drink the coffee now?
It's
Drink
not
the
about
coffee now.
hitting them.
I drink the coffee.
I don't think... Wait, I don't...
It's about
well,
saving
we're
the
gonna be
small
in a
one.
battle now.
Zax, throw your hammer.
Really? All right.
Roll for initiative.
Great. Are we far enough away? I mean, we'll get back up at
my
We
least.
are
turret. Summon my
100
turret.
feet is far enough away.
Okay.
Before we start fighting, I should summon my turret right now.
All right, I'm going to throw the hammer at... Which one?
Well, roll for initiative first.
Can I summon the turret before initiative?
Yes, I'm going to say that you've summoned the turret before initiative, but let's get these numbers in.
I have once again got
Hey,
a
Ballista.
15.
Same as
Can't
Neri.
do Yeah.
Gotta love
Oh,
these
wow,
ties.
this is going to go well.
I have haste up and I got a 9.
Aw.
And where is Zenosha's roll? 19. Okay. Zenosha's going first.
Guys, do we have to fight them? We can still just back off.
JR's got a bucket list.
T-Rex. I mean...
The bucket
fight.
list
Zax
is
has
not
a
as
bucket
important.
list, and Chroma's got a bucket list.
Full of coffee.
No,
full of
at this
coffee.
point, technically, Chroma is the one full of coffee.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Okay,
Yeah,
Chroma's
yeah,
got a
better
bucket list that's
you-
not currently empty of coffee.
You'd better let Chroma get it out of her system because you really want to
go.
spend the rest of the hike with Chroma full of coffee.
Oh,
Okay,
But-
okay.
Let's let Zax stun him first.
all right.
Okay. I'm going to assume that Zenosha and Snacks and Neri hold their action.
Is that okay?
Fine by
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
Okay. Then,
All right.
Zax, it is your turn.
Okay, so gonna get ready to throw it. I've got a 19 to hit.
That will hit.
Here we go. All right.
All right,
here's
roll your damage.
It's 17. 5 plus 4 plus 8.
Okay, now it's only damaging one of the T-Rexes.
That's fine.
Well, it's good because it's not going to damage the Triceratops.
But it's stunning everybody in a 30-foot
but ev-
range.
Yes, which
Yep.
you are not within 30 feet.
I'm not.
Nope,
we're not
We're 100
stunned.
feet away.
Oh my gosh, I did it right this time.
That's why I
It's
tried
about
to do it.
tactics.
Did we stun JR?
No, JR did. The JR is also not within 100 feet. They were stopped.
Good.
DC 17
So?
Constitution saving throw. So I need to roll higher than a 17 con.
Yeah. Well, that's
Does
the
anybody
damage.
from the
What's their
first
con
campaign
bonus?
remember? Does anybody from the first campaign remember what the T-Rex's Constitution save is?
No.
I have the stats, and none of them have +7, which means that one's no good. That one's no good. Huh. That one's also no good. That one was the high. The Triceratops did the best job. They are the best swimmer in the
It's a
kiddie
little
pool,
tank.
but they're in the deep end. So yeah,
Okay,
they're all
so-
stunned.
So for my turn, I'm going to try to line up both the T-Rexes so I can get them in a straight line in 120 feet. Is that possible?
Yes.
Then they have to make a dexterity saving throw of 17, which I'm not sure they
They are
even
stunned.
get to attempt right now.
They literally can't. They're stunned.
They're stunned. They can't.
I think best case
In that-
scenario they'd be rolling a disadvantage, but
In
they have
that case,
a dexterity of 9.
Jeez.
Here's my damage to both of them.
Wow.
It makes sense that they have a low dexterity. They're not very good at like fine hand-eye coordination.
Little bitty arms.
That they literally cannot see. Okay, so Zax is gone. Zenosha's gone.
Yep.
We got Snacks and Neri.
Snacks, it's your turn.
And we're quite far away.
Mm-hmm.
We're about 100 feet away. You can close to 70 with a single movement.
See, I have this little stick that my boss gave me. It throws fireballs.
Oh,
Don't hurt the Triceratops.
I'm not sure. Oh, don't hurt the Triceratops?
No. JR likes the Triceratops.
Then perhaps we will go with just trying to... Ooh, I don't want to send out an elemental here. I don't think that's what's called for.
Maybe not. I don't know.
So I think we'll just try... Well, I also don't want to set fire to the jungle that we're in. That could be bad, too, I suppose.
Yeah.
So we'll try some snowballs.
Sounds like a
And
plan.
since it's a dex save, they will automatically fail.
Yeah.
So let's throw some cold damage. And let's see. The two Triceratops, or the two T-Rexes will take 11 points of cold damage. The snowball swarm doesn't expand as much as a fireball.
Okay.
all right.
And so now the only person who is holding their action that has not gone yet is Neri.
Are the two T-Rexes within 10 feet of each other, but not within 10 feet of the Triceratops?
They're all very close to each other. You could angle an area of effect thing to not hit the Triceratops, but...
If I hit a T-Rex with an arrow, is the...
If you fire an arrow into the air, it will come down. You know exactly where.
Yeah. The question is, I'm wondering if I can do bursting arrow.
So, the Triceratops is the small dinosaur, and that's considered huge.
The target and all other creatures within 10 feet take 2d6 force damage. I'm trying to figure out...
It's 11 at night. The DM will allow it.
All right. Then I'm taking 2 shots at one of the T-Rexes.
Okay.
1, 17.
17 hits.
2, 31.
That one's a glancing blow.
All right.
I mean, it hit the 31 hits it twice.
Alrighty. So that's 9 damage from the first shot, 10 damage from the second shot, and 10 damage to both of them. And then to the second one, using Action Surge, 25 to hit.
Yes.
And a 23 to hit.
Yes.
For 14 and 14 damage, so a total of 28.
They're bloodied. Okay, next up is the first Tyrannosaurus. It's bloodied, and it lays there and regrets life choices. Krumma, are you ready to begin testing?
Hey, so I have a speed of 60 feet right now, and I would like to go all of them that way.
Okay, you're 40 feet away.
Fantastic.
That's some exceptional coffee.
Haste.
A moment there, I thought you said paste. I'm like, that would explain a lot.
Oh, hey, my Force Ballista has a range of 120 feet.
Click boom.
Oh, wow, we're on a jungle adventure now. Fantastic. I'm guessing we're not on the moon again.
Right, and that's probably not going to hit.
Let me check. Actually, that hits. Tyrannosauruses are quite large. It's a really big target.
It's hard not to hit a T-Rex.
Tyrannosauruses are kind of like, they're such a big target. They're the ones that have the grocery store over to one side and the Starbucks built in.
So, my turrets do 3d8 damage now. So that's 10 force damage. And, so I probably shouldn't use up too many of my spells too quickly. I'm going to Ray of Frost. I'm going to raise my gun and fire.
I didn't put Hunter's Mark on them.
A 23 is going to hit.
That's what I've got to do.
That would have been a bonus action anyway.
Yeah.
And I am using my arcane firearm. So Let's see, and that lets me add... Okay, so that will be 13 cold damage. And hey, so I have haste up right now, and that means that I get to make a weapon attack too. So I'm going to fire my sidearm.
That's the thing, though, Matt. Because of the build that I'm using, I get a bonus action and an action surge, and I get 2 attacks per action.
Okay. I wasn't sure if anything else you did also was required a bonus action.
Oh, yeah. No. The
And that's
build that
an
I'm
11.
using right now is ridiculous.
And, well...
And we don't have pack tactics yet.
Not yet.
Right.
Because
Oh, well.
even if you consider the Triceratops to be an ally, it's currently stunned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next up is JR's turn.
Well, actually, I want to within 5 feet of the creature, and the ally isn't incapacitated.
True, but I'm still not going to say the T-Rex, the Triceratops is your ally yet.
Okay, fair.
Let JR
JR, get
do
in
what
there.
JR wants to do, and perhaps you will have an ally, but that will require JR to make an animal handling check. For the record, I am looking at JR's animal handling stat.
Yeah, don't look at JR's. My animal handling stat is very good. JR's, less so.
Ellie, a stunned creature is incapacitated.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh.
So
Okay.
Well,
even
darn.
if we're an ally, can't help.
So, this is not the
I'm
first
okay with that
time.
Triceratops, though.
This is not the first time you have encountered coffee in this campaign. The first time was, in fact, a brew that JR had made. You may recall early on I said that at the same time
Oh,
as
yeah.
JR, when JR picked up Paladin as a career choice, they also picked up alchemy as a
They
hobby.
picked up barista as a...
Right. It's a side gig.
This was the first time Chroma was given coffee.
And I think it affected her by hasting her the first
It
time,
did.
too.
It did, in
Yeah.
fact. It was also probably the first
Yeah.
time that JR was told to stop giving things to Chroma.
Yep.
Possibly by Chroma's mother. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened, but it may have occurred. It could have been the entire rest of the campaign crew. Who knows?
No,
Where
it
is
was,
the
it was
bottom
Neri.
of my mouse?
Uh-oh.
It was Neri. Putting dents on the inside of the red star. It was Neri.
Okay, well, JR pulls out a similar-looking vial of brown liquid. And you wouldn't think a Warforged can make use of potions, but
Oh, yes, I would.
but apparently they can because
Delicious.
JR drinks it, which means that JR now has a movement speed of 60, and they double move.
Haste, friend!
They pass you. They do hold a hand out to give you a high five on the way.
Woo!
If JR's double moving at 120 feet, not only do they pass Chroma, they pass the T-Rex.
They do go past the T-Rexes.
Maybe
To
he's heading
stand
for the
between
Triceratops.
them and the Triceratops, and
Aw.
they stand there
With a
and hold up
comical
their shield.
spitting noise.
There are, in fact, 2 gouges in the ground where JR slides to a halt in position and does a spin in 180 degrees to be facing the T-Rexes for when they start getting up.
JR's got a lot of fight in him.
This is fantastic.
Remember how many hit points JR has?
Yeah.
Oh, not fantastic.
Okay, it's the Triceratops' turn. It regrets life choices. It's been regretting them for quite some time now. Other Triceratops, other Tyrannosauruses,
No.
they both begin with T. Very different animals. It is their turn. They also regret life choices. We are back up to the top of initiative. Zenosha.
Okay, let me check one thing on my... Can I get to a point where I'm not within 60 feet of any of my allies?
Well, 2 of your allies have done their
Over
best to make
there.
sure of that on their own.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Snacks,
Actually-
Yuri, and Zax have not moved from their location, and neither did you. So,
Well, no, wait a minute. Zenosha did. Zenosha went around to the side so that she
Oh.
could get both of the T-Rexes on the same line.
you know what? I will allow for that retcon. I was going to say you were coming at them from the side, but it's 11:17 at night. Sure.
Okay, because if I can get to a point where I can get both T-Rexes in a line without being 60 feet of my allies, then I can throw another lightning bolt.
So yeah, all you got to do is back up 30 feet, or move forward 30 feet.
Or go around the perimeter 30 feet.
Well, she's got to get the T-Rexes in a line.
Well, currently they are on the ground. So...
They're not going anywhere. Not yet.
soon.
So, do they have to make a dexterity save this time?
They can't. They're still stunned until Zax's turn.
Yep.
All right, so this
love
one
that
I'm
hammer.
making a very loud noise, but if you're not within 60 feet, it only comes across as a loud noise, not something to stun you. And this is the first time I've gotten to use the lightning twice.
yeah.
37 points of damage.
baby.
Yep.
Huh. How do you want to do this?
Whoa.
Remember the scene in Ratatouille where he accidentally cooks his meat when it gets struck by lightning?
Never seen the movie.
Yes.
I think he said he's never seen the movie.
Oh.
Oh,
Is there a gift for that?
But I have seen foodstuffs cooked with electricity being piped through it. Sometimes it explodes.
can we see the skeleton of the T-Rex?
I'm not saying you can't do it, but Archbeth, yes.
That's probably what happens.
That was my assumption, but I have not seen Ratatouille, so I don't know what Cindy is describing as Zenosha's choices.
Oh, jeez.
So it ends up a little blackened and they end up getting kicked off of a roof, but the meat itself is still in one piece, although their hair is standing up.
Okay, well, there's a significant number of feathers.
Wow.
Boom.
Okay.
Fireworks going off in my background are suddenly appropriate.
Yep.
Okay, well, that's one of the T-Rexes. The other one is still alive, but very badly burned. Snacks.
Would you like to remedy this?
I suppose I should. I will trot forth a little bit closer, and we'll start. Well, you know what? I think we'll look at my. Oh
Did
no,
I-
I would.
Did I miss a turn? I'm lost.
No, it's
Okay, cool.
last turn. Everyone held their action, so you could
Everybody
throw your
waited
hammer.
until you went.
Got it.
So this turn you and I go at the same time, and I'm letting you go first.
Okay.
I think we'll just throw. Oh, that's too short. No, I will. Since we're going to be in this jungle for a while, I will armor up just in case things go badly. So I will not end the other T-Rex.
Why would you assume that anything would go badly in one of my campaigns? Wait.
But I will move a little closer. I will move my 30 feet and cast my armor spell, and
Okay.
that will be the end of my turn.
So you get a little bit closer now. A little bit closer now. A little bit closer. Okay, and now we're going to get a little bit louder now with Neri.
I'm waiting for Zax.
Okay. Well,
I'm
for
gonna
Zax,
go
that would be
get-
fitting.
Yeah. I'm gonna get my hammer that's over by the T-Rex.
Okay.
I don't know what
If
my
you-
movement is though. I don't know how far I can. I don't know.
I am going to say that last turn, just to make sure that you were within minimal safe distance.
Right.
Okay, maybe minimal,
Which is
but
canon
minimal.
now. Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
moved at that point, which means if you double move, you can pick up your hammer,
Okay.
but that means that your action is done.
That's fine.
Okay,
My hammer. I can.
so
fight
now you're
next
standing
time.
next to JR.
All right, JR. Let's do this.
I think we have been doing it.
Yeah.
By the way, I was debating if you didn't come over to be within range, having GR use their next action to toss you the hammer.
Wow.
I was thinking about it. But they probably would have instead used their action to heal the Triceratops.
Maybe. Yeah. If they're throwing the hammer back at me,
Would-
we have like
Would
Captain
JR have been
America
able?
and Thor.
Would JR have been able to pick up the hammer though?
Oh, yeah, you're right. JR doesn't have a very high strength modifier. They would have gone to pick up the
Oh.
hammer and just push their feet further into the dirt.
Oh. Okay.
Okay. So, Neri, you have two non-incapacitated allies within melee range of a stunned T-Rex.
Oh, so are you telling me I have pack tactics?
Yep.
That might, in fact, be a thing that you have.
32 to hit, 29 to
It
hit.
hits.
And sorry, before I attack, I'm putting Hunter's Mark on the remaining T-Rex.
This is like, You carefully line up the shot, and then you go, oh, wait, bonus action. Okay, now you carefully line up the shot.
Exactly.
This combat is what one could call a softball pitch.
So, let's see. 1, 2, and 1, 2. 35 total.
How do
damage.
you want to do this?
Wow.
2 arrows through the head.
Okay. The skull is quite thick, so the arrow would have to go further than the length of the arrow to get to anything damaging.
Yeah, but I'm really good at what I do.
With the amount of damage you did, I would say that you can come over and pick up the arrows because they went out the other side.
You know, I sort of expected T-Rexes to be tougher.
Not against us.
Huh.
Well, I did throw
again-
2 lightning bolts at both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had 2 lightning
Gang.
bolts and a Mjolnir. I mean, the wrath of God was coming down on them.
Yes.
We are very good at what we do.
All right, so what's up with the Triceratops? Is it still stunned, or did it run away, or what's it?
Well, the stun wears off at the end of Zax's turn, which has just ended.
Just ended.
And combat has also just ended, which means we are out of the initiative order, which means I don't have to wait for JR's turn. Actually, I think JR was... no, Truman would have gone first. JR immediately attempts... Oh, I've been disconnected from...
Oh, no.
Yeah, it happened
From
again.
what?
From Twitch.
Oh,
It's still recording.
okay. That's fine.
Yeah. JR is going to... Sorry?
Sorry. No. I'm waiting for JR.
I am looking for their spells. Okay, they are going to attempt to cure wounds. I am using that spell slot to assist with animal handling, so they are rolling with advantage.
Can I go over and assist them
It would not give double
So that-
advantage.
so that they are giving me advantage?
And we have reconnected to Twitch.
All
That's
right.
nice.
no.
That's a wonderful little interruption there.
JR uses Cure Wounds so that he can get advantage on animal handling. I'm
Well,
asking if I can assist.
I know
so
what
that-
you're asking, but at the same time, I already rolled for JR. And I got a 2 and a 15.
Oh,
Okay.
Friend!
May I
I'm not-
roll anyway?
You may certainly roll anyway.
So with a +9, how's a 29 do?
GR will try very hard to not be jealous of the fact that the Triceratops really likes you more.
Oh.
But congratulations, the party now has a mount.
wow.
Excellent.
Interesting.
Considering how large a Triceratops is and how small kobolds are, you can all fit on top.
Yeah. All right.
And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
It's the one time I do a ranger thing and it works.
It worked good.
Hunter Smart worked every time you remembered it.
Yeah, exactly. Every time I remembered it. But that's not a ranger thing. That's a bow thing.
But let's face it, that's a ranger thing. Other classes
All
can
right.
use it, but they don't need to. It's the rangers make them all feel bad and inadequate. There we go. Let's do a few quick plugs. First of all, going down the list here, Ellie runs a social network.
European, Japanese.
USB?
Firewire.
Token ring. Oh, wait.
I recently acquired an old
that's
computer that
old.
has a FireWire port on the front of it, and it
Oh,
amuses me
goodness.
highly. It's a desktop. It came with Windows 10 Pro on it. I am surprised it runs Windows 10 Pro.
Oh, yeah. No kidding.
I have installed Linux on it. It dual boots now, but never mind.
Good for you.
Yes. But with that said, Ellie runs a social network. Elek, ELEKK.xyz is a Mastodon-compatible network, so if you are on ActivityPub, you can follow many of us there. Those of us who have accounts on that network have our information in the show notes for our social media type stuff.
And if you want to join, ask for an invite.
Yes, we can definitely generate those codes for you.
Speaking of you, LFA.
Exactly. Speaking of LFA's friends, EO's mom writes books. You can get those at elizabeth-mccoy.com. Oddly enough, apparently there are more authors out there than J.K. Rowling.
Really?
Yeah, apparently there was some
J.K.
confusion
Rowling
about that.
invented women writing books.
Yes, in the 90s, what I've been told. Wait, that's not a thing? So we're recording this in early July, by the way, if you want to go back and find out when the internet blew up about someone making that claim.
Yeah.
And never mind about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Archbeth predates her writing anything. Exactly.
And I choose to read predate as be a predator.
Oh. I see that. Yeah.
That's valid.
I am going to smile, nod, and move forward.
Okay.
So
Heck, I predated her writing anything either. My first publication was 1991.
Elizabeth-McCoy.com. It is late, and I'm trying to get through the credits.
Jen writes books at bookofjen.net.
She has a blog
books,
and
but they're
podcast.
Yeah, I do have books. I've got some poetry books somewhere, but it's not on bookofjen.net, but that's where you can find a bunch of blog stuff, a lot of video game stuff, strange things I write about, whatever, and a lot of Diablo stuff. Just put a Diablo video up today of a gameplay for Season 21.
And we've been disconnected from Twitch again, because of course we have.
Whatever.
Well, Matt,
Yeah.
we're still recording. So, Matt, your brother-in-law writes books. Is that right? Do I have that right?
He does at nogodsbeforeus.com.
All right.
There are a lot of
And-
books being plugged.
I am not
Cindy,
complaining.
you're fantastic.
A wild Aristobulus appears.
Cindy,
That's how
I'm
you
not sure
summon
have-
Ari. Books
Cindy,
or
do-
library.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
No.
All right. Well, you're still fantastic. You're you're an amazing person, and we're all thrilled to know you.
Thank you.
Co-signed.
Yes.
Co-signed.
All right.
All right. And until...
And
you have
this
finally
is-
reconnected. Just in time to say goodbye.
Oh, hey. Right, yes.
By the way, if you're interested in Mastodon, you haven't heard about it before, go to guidetomastodon.com, and you will find my increasingly less brief guide to Mastodon.
Which is a brilliantly named thing.
It is.
I love that name. All right. Well, until next week, when we go on for too long again and disconnect again.
I'm Ellie.
This is Crash.
Everybody
Say.
introduce yourself.
This is Crash saying OBS has disconnected from Twitch again.
Aw.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Please, OBS, let me click on the buttons. OBS is not responding.